Now, ahead of the 25th anniversary this weekend of the Dunblane massacre, family members of those who were killed have joined forces with relatives of shootings in the US to campaign on gun control. Ellie Crozier, whose sister Emma was killed in the 1996 shootings, spoke to our Good Morning Scotland colleagues this morning.
Up until Parkland, I personally didn't really have a lot of hope for anything changing in America. Once Parkland happened and students themselves started rising up and speaking out for their own protection and for their own safety, that's when I kind of personally felt a big change happen.
Well, tonight the Prime Minister has told BBC Scotland the campaign to ban handguns in the UK, which rose from the Dunblane tragedy, is still a key part of keeping our communities safe. Well, Manuel Oliver's son Joaquim was killed in the 2018 shootings at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas School in Parkland, Florida. He's on the line now from Miami. Hello, Manuel.
Hello, how are you?
Thank
you for the invitation.
No, I'm really delighted and honoured. So thank you so much for talking to us. And you've been linking up with families from Dunblane.
I have. I had the pleasure of meeting Ellie and Jack. We spent some time together a couple of years ago, share our pain, and they are actually at this moment representing a huge support to some of us here in America.
What do you think the lessons are that we need to learn here?
Well, I think that we need to learn from you guys. You already did your homework. You went through a tragedy very similar to the one that ended my son's life. And the society together decided to avoid that kind of those things to happen. Like it's not, that can't be the normal in a civil life. So we started what you started. It happens that here is very difficult. There's a lot of power involved, but hopefully with your help and more effort, we can at least reach the changes that you were able to reach.
Manuel, how can we help? And just describe to people how difficult it is for you to campaign for gun control in the US.
Well, just to give you an idea, 25 years ago, you didn't have a NRA or a Second Amendment as part of the debate. So those two things are making everything harder. There's a lot of political interest in here. There's a lot of financial benefits from some of our politicians, gun manufacturers, the gun lobby itself, and the NRA. So those are barriers, okay? However, you are already helping by bringing your attention to this issue in the United States. For you guys, it's impossible to believe that we call ourselves the most powerful nation in the world, but we are not capable of fixing this problem. And some of us, not me, of course, don't even have the interest of solving this problem. It's part of the American culture.
Yeah, and when you talk about the NRA, you talk about the National Rifle Association. And I'm just curious, do people in the US, have they heard? I mean, I think most people here will have heard of Parkland, the shooting and this horrible event that, your son was involved in. But when you bring up Dunblane, do people in America have that on their radar?
I don't believe so. They don't even have their own shootings in their radar. Because we have 109 people in average dying per day because of gun violence. There's been already 20-something mass shootings here this year only. So, and we consider a mass shooting any tragedy that involves 4 or more victims. Americans are used to this. And they have been told that the best way to solve this problem is by purchasing a gun so you can feel safe. As a result, the suicide numbers have increased. Anyone that purchases a gun to protect itself can easily use that same gun to hurt any family member or attend to his own life. That happens every day.
Manuel, thank you for sharing some time with us today. That's Manuel Oliver, whose son Joaquin was killed in the 2018 shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas School in Parkland, Florida, and they've been talking to some of the people involved in the Dunblane tragedy.